Now what I want to do is add some text. Now this one is fun because there are many choices with text. And I said it earlier, but what I would suggest is to find a font that is your own. Now there is a science to it. And based on your title, your rest of your captions should be, X percentage of size of that title. And then they should be complimentary. Now, I wouldn't, depending on how far you want to go with that, and make it uh, an extreme looking exceptional with design and everything, look to you what looks good, what appeals to you. And if you're attracting people that are attracted to you, then hopefully they'll like it too. So what I'm going to do here is, now that we have voice in here, it's not voice based on the video, or I would have added it at the beginning, and I could have done that too. But in this instance, I did it this way. So what I'm going to do is go into captions at the bottom. And I'm not going to identify any filler words because I don't want to mess with that. And I'm just going to generate. I'm not going to pick any sort of template because we're going to make it ourselves. And this usually goes pretty quick. Sometimes it has some hiccups, and there we go. So it doesn't start right at the beginning, but because we didn't have it start there. So it looks pretty good, but what I'm going to do is change the font and style and all that. So what we're going to do is you just have one highlighted right there. Now, if we look at the box up the top, you have the 4 black circles on the corners. The top right is a little pencil for edit. The bottom right is a box where you can resize it and twist it. You can also use 2 fingers, and you can do that too. But this box allows you to do the same thing just by grabbing that one corner, which of course you can't see my finger right on that corner. And then the bottom left is to duplicate. And then of course the X is to delete it. So I'm just going to straighten it out there. And with that text caption highlighted, I'm going to go down to style. I'm going to go down to edit captions. Bottom left, we have select, and then select all, because we wanted to change all of them. I'm going to go to style now. So here we're on templates. We have font, styles, effects, animations, bubble. And best thing to do here is just search through it. Find anything that might appeal to you that you want to use. So again, I'm not going to use templates. I'm going to go right to font. And we look at this next to the magnifying glass. So you can search. So if I want my usual Montserrat or Montserrat, however you pronounce it.
How do you say what you're looking for today? We are looking at how to say this name. It's the name of a British overseas territories, but also a name of a peak, a mountain in Spain, and a locale in Spain as well, and an island. Montserrat is how it's said in English, now for reference in Spanish or Catalan. Montserrat. Montserrat is how you say it, Montserrat, or in English, Montserrat. Montserrat. And now you know.
Woohoo! All right.
I'm going to go with the black right there. All right, but if we hit to the right of that magnifying glass, if I didn't say it before, here, this is where you can change your language. So this is English. We can add to it if we want to and have another language. Add font, brand font is, you can actually save once you figure out what your brand is and your font and all that. You can save that here. So my font is good. Now I go to style. I do want it white. That's where you would change your color, size of it, opacity. Brand colors, again, there's some of my brand colors that I have in there. Stroke, I'm actually going to bring that down quite a bit, about 15. And you have glow. Of course, that just adds some shine from behind it. Brighter one is a paid version. I'm going to leave that off. Background, two different ones. One kind of hugs the corners, the other one's a block. And then there's full control over those as well once you dive down into them. Here we have a shadow. And you can adjust the angle of it, whether it's the bottom, the top side, goes all the way around it, all the distance. I'm going to do nothing there. Curve. Actually do something like that, depending on what you're doing in the video. I'm going to leave that there. Spacing is where you can change the size. What I'm going to do is, for me, what I usually do, I put my character at -1. My line, which I don't have, not going to have any multi-lines in this one. I usually have it about -8. It's just the style that I use. Of course, we have center justification, left and right. We have bold italic. I want bold. Tap it again to take it off. And then case. We have capital, we have lowercase, and then we have camel case. And I'm actually going to do camel case in this case. Case. So my next one is animations. We have our in or out, a loop, and caption. I'm going to go to caption. And I'm going to look for one that I use, which is right here, slight stretch.
Be hungry.
There's a single word. Single words will keep attention. You don't want to have more than 3 or 4 on there because too much of a paragraph or too much reading is too much for anybody. So I'm going to leave this smaller size because I don't want to overwhelm the picture. And if I just straighten that out there we go. And it's probably a little bit bigger than I want, so that's good right about there. All right, so then I'm just gonna, so with that, I'm gonna hit the little button there, and I'm gonna hit done, and then the check mark. All right, and that applied it to all of them. While I was in that window too, you notice I did move it all around. So now we have captions all the way through. Kind of keep them out of the way of all the action. So that is captions.